Hi, and welcome back to Politodoxy. I'm your host, Aaron Friedman. Today I'm glad to have the Madam Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. So I would like to ask you, Kamala, how are you doing today?
That's a very interesting question, and I'll tell you why, right? I'm running for president, and, this guy, this Donald, he's just not letting us, change the laws, do what we want, just line our pockets, print money. He's just in the way of everything. So I will do better if he gets out of my way, right?
So you're saying that you would do better than Donald Trump. Exactly what is your platform? Because we're still waiting for a platform, and I've seen that you are no tax on tips, which I'm sure it was completely your idea. Nobody else thought of it beforehand. So, but what else is on your platform?
I unveiled my economic plan the other day, and there was someone even in the audience that was surprised, right? I explained to them that I'm very powerful and we have a lot of power, and if people get in the way, like for example, if somebody makes a patent, and the government feels the need to have the power over that patent, I mean, we can absolutely take it away. So I remember someone in the audience saying, "Oh my God, they can do that?" And I said, "Of course we can. Of course we can." And I'm going to be running around this entire campaign trail explaining to Americans exactly how powerful we are and what we intend to do with that power.
So I would also like to know about. I would like to know more about the campaign. You chose somebody by the name of Tim Walz, who thought that putting tampons into the men's bathroom is a good idea. Do you think that that is a actually good policy? Is that going to be also on the campaign?
Oh, it's a fantastic idea. I mean, I'm running along with it, and I thought it would be really cute if we ran as Campon. I want little boys and little girls to have the freedom of expression to, truly be whatever they want to be. So, if they want to be a goat, we need to support that. So I'm fully behind, Tim's madness, but we're going to get America on board.
And now that the DNC has started, I would like to know about the vasectomy trucks that have been placed there. Is this part of the campaign, or is this some kind of plan to sabotage the campaign?
We really want people to understand that they can feel safe. And Donald Trump is trying to get rid of reproductive freedom for all of us. So, I want little boys and little girls that are having, unprotected sex, lots of it, to be able to continue doing that, and if they get in trouble, we're here to bail them out. It's the democratic way.
So, and that includes destroying your own voter base by making sure that they can't reproduce?
Well, they don't know that. Yeah, I'm all about pushing that convenience to them, right? Why would I preach family values and morals? My own life isn't very moral. So,
Yeah, about that. What is the story about William Brown? What actually happened there?
well, people weren't taking me seriously. And, we all have tools in our disposal. And I happen to have some. Willie happened to be there. He was in power. So, it's just tit for tat.
About also, I would like to know about when you got absolutely spanked by Tulsi Gabbard on the debate. What happened there? Why weren't you more forceful with her? I mean, I'm pretty sure that you could have done a much more better job than what was going on there.
Now that I have a little more power, I'm prepared for the questions that they ask. But, she just kept going and going, and she didn't say anything that wasn't true. And they didn't give me more than like 15, 20 minutes, which is how long it takes for me to process, a word salad in response. They didn't give me that time. They're racist. So, Tulsi Gabbard, she got the last word in, but it's not the end for me and her.
But you do know that she has been brought on the Trump campaign now to coach Donald Trump against you. Do you feel any fear that this might switch the entire momentum in Donald Trump's favor?
You're kidding. He hired her?
Yes. Yes, that is.
All right. I might have to jump off. I mean, this is a real emergency.
Well, I did hire her, and it seems as though that
she single-handedly ruined my life that year.
And would you also say that that is in part the reason because why you didn't get any delegates at all?
Hillary, call me back. It's DEFCON 5.
Did you just get a phone call from Hillary?
No, I sent her a voice note.
Oh.
This is important.
Yeah, I got worried there for a second that somebody might, sneak up from behind me or something. Anyway, but the real question is that because of Tulsi Gabbard, do you think that is the reason why you were so unpopular that you didn't even get one delegate and you didn't even make it to the year 2020?
I mean, it's not only her. I definitely didn't have the support that I should have had, the one that's manufactured now. If we had that manufacturing back then, that seat would have been mine.
So you think you think if it weren't for Tulsi, you would have been president and not the racist Joe Biden?
Very possible. I do believe that.
And and here's another question. At the debate, you did say that Joe Biden is, a racist, but then you decided to run with him. Why is that? Are you now condoning racism?
He was the only one that would run with me. So I had to swallow that pill.
Is that the only thing you swallowed?
That day, yes.
I still have just one more question.
Last one.
On the subject of beating Donald Trump in a debate, do you think that you have got what it takes to defeat Donald Trump in a national debate?
Absolutely. I know how to bait him. I know how to goad him. And that's what we're working right now. Don't tell anyone. But, rather than focus on policies and truly help Americans, we're focusing on beating Donald Trump, right? So the types of strategy meetings that I deal with right now, it's just a bunch of people, letting me know the different things that trigger Don. And we're just crossing our fingers because if he bites, we're just going to take that one triggered moment and we're going to edit it and take it out of context and, remanufacture it. And that's what we're hoping on, because the American people are stupid and they have very short attention spans. So, with MSM behind me, big tech behind me, and, I have all of the debate questions in advance, I don't see how I can lose.
So you got big tech behind you. You got and Willie Brown is also behind you by any chance? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I should give him a call.
All right. For those who don't know who this is Estee Palti, who is the magnificent woman who has been acting and done a magnificent job of capturing the essence of Kamala Harris more than anybody else I've seen. We have seen a lot of Trump impersonators, but not so many Kamala Harris ones. And I don't think that too many people are able. With Trump, it's a figure that most people can do, but with Kamala Harris, the queen of cackling hyenas, is very hard to do. So I would like for you to say, tell me, you've done some, watching a lot of what she's doing in order to, to capture the essence of what makes Kamala Harris. What is it that, makes her, first of all, I would like to know what makes her unlikable. And I would like to know, when you put yourself in that kind of position, do you have to, a lot of actors, they put themselves into a position of acting and then they have to, kind of cleanse themselves from that because it takes a lot of your energy. So I would like to know, does it really take up a lot of your energy? This
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely. So, Just doing her cadence and doing her mannerisms is one thing, but falling into her voice, the tremble, the slight tremble, the different volumes, the accent that changes when she panders, and then the cackle is very powerful. It's very hard to get that pitch right, because if you go too high, it sounds like a witch. And sometimes she does go too high. She does sound like a witch. I find her very ingenuine. I hear my repeat like a second after I say it, so it's been very hard to speak because I can hear myself.
You've done amazing. Just for the record, you've done amazing.
I feel like I'm stumbling a little across my words. But yeah, basically, I don't want to even hear myself anymore. Yeah, I'll do it like this if that's okay.
Yes, that's fine.
But yeah, basically, I mean, so ingenuine. Pick up on it immediately. I would safe to say that a lot of people have picked up on her ingenuity. It's very, very in your face. She's very fake. When they say sometimes, I don't want to I have to be careful with my words. You know how they say sometimes, like, don't bullshit a bullshitter, right? I'm a New Yorker through and through, and I feel like a lot of us have this inner bullshit clock that you can just tell. I'm also a mom, so I feel like I have that niggling little, sixth sense. Every time she's embraced the screen on the camera, just watching her, I was like, I knocked my head back and forth. Biden is still someone that you can kind of feel bad for once in a while. You can see his videos from the past, his speeches. He was not a nice man, on that floor many times, on that Senate floor. He was very arrogant in many speeches, but seeing him stumble and bumble as an old man, there's still that empathetic part of me that looks at him and I'm like, God, this is elder abuse. I feel bad for the guy. I really do. He doesn't know where he is, doesn't know what he's saying, or where he's freaking going. He's walking into the bushes, walking down flight of stairs. Genuinely feel bad for him in that aspect. And some people are like, no, screw that. Don't feel bad for him. I'm like, no. The empathy in me looks at that, and that is an old man, probably with a soiled pair of underpants, on a cocktail of medications, being forced to do all of this. At that age, they need so much rest. He doesn't know where he is half the time. Whereas Kamala, I have zero empathy for that woman because she's constantly on screen, constantly trying to mislead people. She's very condescending when somebody asks her a question, and she's so freaking narcissistic and entitled with the things that she says because they're blatant lies, and it all plays into the impression. I'll be honest with you. The more I hate her, the more the impression really comes out authentic, because I speak as if I am, her. She's just very nonchalant about very important issues, and I started off the impression with recently how she said to someone, like, yes, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. And that pissed me off. That pissed me off as a citizen. I'm watching that and I'm just like, you bitch, I come from communism. You cannot sit there waving your pen around. You can write executive order after executive order, completely ignoring the Constitution. So obviously, you see, I feel very passionately about, where my views stand. I'm conservative. I have children. I want them to be brought up in a normal world. And from all of this, from the castration of young children that she completely is pushing headfirst, telling, I can't believe there's going to be free vasectomies and abortions at the DNC. I don't know what the hell they're doing at, Kamala Harris HQ. I've never heard of that before. And I think it's a testament of the real evil that we are facing. That's unheard of. If there are reasons to get vasectomies, that's your business, people should do them. I'm not here against them. It's not about that. It's what are you trying to appeal to? Who are you trying to appeal to?
The crazies.
Are you trying to appeal to a demographic of people that need to castrate themselves so they can feel some kind of liberation? I feel like it's the mass psychosis that would vote for her at this point. I don't know anybody with a normal mindset, normal values, even liberal values. This is radical stuff. I don't know anyone that would say this is normal. So I don't know.
I'll tell you what, that she is, first of all, above all else, you forget that she is completely brat. So that is a very important part. She is brat. And I only found out what brat is because I watched Brett Cooper, and she explained it to me that, not to me physically, but, the YouTube video. So finally, I know what it is about, but I'm still confused about brat. That means an annoying little, child. That is a brat. So I'm like, make the connection. I have no idea. Anyway, but what you are forgetting is that Kamala Harris is brat, and therefore we all need to fall in line because of it. And also, I've seen something else. This is gonna startle you. As you come from communism, Stalin, both Stalin, Mao, and Hitler all had these joy thing. The joy thing was actually part of their campaign. They were saying, "Can you feel the joy?" And I'm like, okay. When I first heard it with Kamala Harris, I was like, "That's a weird. That is a weird campaign. Like, can you feel the joy?" No, I can't. I mean, my pocket is feeling, that I'm running out of money. But what do you mean by joy? Then I find out, wait a minute, Hitler, Stalin was. All the other communist and socialist dictatorships, or whatever you want to call them, totalitarian governments,
what has been is a socialist saying. It's a Marxist saying, and I used to make fun of it, thinking she's just saying something to try to make sense. And then when I looked into it, and I'm like, oh, holy shit, she knows exactly what she's doing. This is all straight out of the books of socialism and communism, and she's not even shy about it. She's genuinely, she's just there. But listen, Aaron, I'm very happy to have been able to jump on with you. I do jump off. Today's a crazy day, but I love that I made the time to sit and talk to you. I'm going to be jumping on with Megyn Kelly as well. I want to appreciate you bringing me onto the show. Keep fighting the good fight. And listen, I love the connections I've made so far in X. I consider people like you a friend. Message me anytime. I would love to do this again.
Yes, absolutely. Just one more minute. What you need to remember is, whenever you do the Kamala thing, you got to have the Venn diagram to know exactly what you're doing. Okay, just